Greetings everyone, welcome back to a look back at JoshL2. I want to say this is episode 15, if I'm not mistaken, which I thought I'd be at level 100 by now, but I think if some certain levels didn't give me more trouble than I intended on, I probably would have been at level 100 by now, but I'm not. I'm only at 93, which is this level titled Zamboni. This is an interesting level. The entire level is based on this one concept I saw in the upper right section of rotation. This concept is from the upper right section of rotation, as I just said. And there's hints all over the level, or there's hints on each side of the level. So, yeah, this is one of those levels where I like the idea of it enough to make it a actual level. I felt like the concept needed to be its own level. That being said, I don't think this level is super good by any means, but I don't know. Rotation was one of those levels that I'm honestly kind of mixed on. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. I like it for its own reasons, and I dislike it for its other reasons. And the gravel is absolutely pointless. I think there was a reason why I put gravel at the end of every slide, but I don't remember. I think it's so you know where the slides go, or where the entrance to every slide is. I think that's what the point of them is, the gravel spots. I don't remember though. Like, the thing with rotation is there's some parts about it I like. Like, I can't argue the whole mechanism with the trap connections and such. That's pretty, ingenious, I have to say. Like, I still feel like that level it's good, but I think it could have done things differently. Like, the ending bit, I felt like that was a little excessive of memorizing the trap connections. But you did have to it did encourage you to write down the connections and such. I think a lot of people did that, actually. Alright, I can just push this down one. It'd be interesting to see an optimized solution to this level. Not that I actually want someone to do that, but it would be pretty interesting to see, just based on all this ice and such. But I think this level is pretty lenient in terms of block pushing, which I guess this is the block pushing level of this decade, because we are in the 90s now. I kind of forgot to mention that in the last video, but I think it's kind of evident. So I need to get 2 blocks over there. I have to push this one down and down again. And then I can go there, go up and around, and all the way down. Alright. So I got all the blocks down there I need. I think there's not a whole lot of blocks left. Okay, this is a little awkward. I can't actually approach either of those blocks from here. I have to go around. Thing is, I don't even remember what's on the other side of them. Oh, I can just do this. This is also a level that has a much higher time limit than it needs to be, but it's also one of those levels I didn't really know how big of a time limit it needed. I think the time limit was 750. Alright, so I have one more. Where does this block go? It's all the way on this edge, which is kind of worrying me. I think it needs to go right there. Yeah, it needs to go right there. So I have these straight paths. I can get the block. I think the only thing this level lacks is not every block is universal, which what I mean by that is I think some block positions or some initial block positions, I think they're meant to go in specific sections. I don't think I was loose enough to where you can push the blocks all over the place to get them to whatever water corridor you want. But I don't remember. And a pointless ice slide ending, because that's fun. That's a fun way to end the level. Anyway, that's Zamboni. It's kind of titled as such just because Zambonis, you know, they go across ice, and well, the blocks did, so yeah. Alright, level 94, Burning Gliders. This is probably one of the levels I'm most known for with this entire set. A lot of people do not like this level concept at all. I can't blame them for it, but I think this is a cool level still. Sorry, guys. All blocks up the blocks up there are hot. All red buttons control the glider clone machine. So this whole level basically centers around it centers around this whole mechanism right here with this glider circling around, and you have to nail off the glider to progress throughout the whole level. Sorry, I got distracted with the Discord message. Apparently there's yet another JoshL2 level bust. There were a couple in Indigo Plateau, which Jeffrey told me about, and I fixed it like 3 times, and I think it's finally fixed now. I don't know for sure. Okay, so where... Okay, I can go over here. So the whole crux of this level with the glider cloner, or well, both the glider cloner and the mechanism with the nailing. There's green locks under these blocks, by the way. For no reason, I just thought they were cool. Was inspired by the section in Gimmick Isle. Not the CCLP4 version. It was actually like the initial version of Gimmick Isle, where you had to nail off the fireball. That's what inspired this whole level. And the nailing off the fireball in Gimmick Isle, it still can be done, but it's completely optional now, so... yeah. Okay, so now I got a green key. I can go in here. And I can do this. I think the mechanism of releasing every glider and cloning another one to nail off of, I think that's pretty well implemented, but a lot of people do not like this timing. I know why, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of comments like, oh, this is why I don't like it, you know, and such like that. I already know why no one likes this level. If you don't like this mechanism, there's a JCCLP Rejects version of this that completely removes the timing aspect of this, so go play that if you prefer. But this is the true level in its entirety. Okay, so we gotta get the blocks. I don't know if you can do a headbanger thing right there. I wouldn't be surprised if you can, but I'm gonna do it the intended way. I honestly think it's not the timing people dislike, it's the amount of timing, or the amount of times you have to go across it, that people don't like. I get that. Especially in Tile World, it's kind of awkward. Okay, got a little my friends section. I recently made a level in CC2 titled my anti-social friend. It's basically the same crux or same idea as my friend, but with a blue teeth monster instead. It was kind of odd to do. All right, now we got this little section, which is kind of like a break from the timing bit. But you're not actually, no, you are done with the timing bit. There's none left to do of that. All right, so I'm gonna go across this, and I can just let one go straight down. This is kind of like Cloner's Maze, but with limited amount of gliders, and you need to keep 2 of the blocks, or actually no, you need all 3 because you need to cover up the trap button. All right, I can do that, no problem. All right, I can do it again, but this time we'll do that. And now, this is where I think you have to use all 3 blocks for this one, or you have to get one to the bomb down there. Okay, now we got all the bombs. I think we're in the clear to go ahead and go up into that room now. Alright. So now we got 2 more chips to get, which are right here. Alright, so now that we got the fire boots, we can actually go in here now. And no problem. And use the 2 blocks we've been nailing off of to exit. Alright, Burning Gliders is complete on the first try. And I haven't played the level in a couple years, so that's saying something. Overall, I feel like this level gets a lot of hate. I'm always going to feel that way. I understand people's reasons to dislike this level, and they're not wrong reasons to dislike it. It is excessive. I'm willing to admit the amount of times going across every single nailing section. That is a little much, and a little too much for players, I think. Which is basically the reason why I don't really see this level having any hope of getting into an official set. Even though its quality, or design quality, and gameplay aspect, aside from the nailing parts, are really good. But some people say the nailing bits are what ruined the level. The and just the amount of times you have to go across every single one is too much. I mean, I guess I could have been lenient, and I'm to this day I'm still trying to think of ways how I could be more lenient with going across the nail, because I guess suction boots is really the only thing. But I mean, having thieves all over the place would just be kind of annoying. So I mean, really, it's I've just learned to just accept the fact that people don't care for this level that much, and just kind of moved on with my level design career. It's still one of my favorites in JoshL2, and not exactly one of my favorites in my overall design history, but it has its spot. A lot of people don't like this level, so because of that, I'm going to ask an interesting question. Which level do you, between these two levels, Burning Gliders and Blue Forest Fire, which one do you dislike the most, and why? I feel like those two levels have been the most notorious levels of my creation that have been hated on in some way or another. So I'm more, since I'm obviously willing to accept the fact that they are hated levels. I want to know which one's hated more. Now that's gonna be interesting to see. All right, so Mega Blocks is this level. You'll see this concept again, trust me. So this level is basically, it's a block themed level, but it's not like block pushing to one destination type. Oh, well, that's kind of pointless to include now, isn't it? Really awkward, well, not awkward, but kind of cool, but not really starting section. I want to see what this bust is in JoshL7. I haven't opened Discord to see. I might do that real quick after I beat this level or something. Alright, so basically the tank clones blocks for you. For some reason, I thought it was cool to have monsters clone blocks for you. And you can cross-check the block across the ice corner. Which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't want to go too far with it, though. Alright. Oh. There we go. Ice corners are mainly for links, even though they're not necessary. I still didn't understand trap sliding at this time, so don't waste your blocks. Alright. So the hint's basically saying have the block follow this path that's carved out for it. This is another level I'm kind of happy with. There's still, like with most every other level in this set, this does have its flaws too, but overall it's not too bad. Alright, so now we got this little bit of a section, which is kind of cool, really. But I don't remember what to do here. I think I have to get the block all the way around. Yeah. I was kind of clever with this construction, I have to admit. A pointless pop-up wall, I don't know why that's there, but we'll use it. I think I thought it wasn't possible. Alright, you don't want to push the block all the way, and you don't want to follow it. It's nice that I put this part into a corner of the level where you can see practically everything. One of my better sections in this set, I feel like. Alright, so basically I use the blocks up here. And there's a block right here, but it's completely useless because it's on an edge. And then get some chips real quick, and then we can use this block right here to proceed. Alright, so basically this whole section is a the intent was to use the blocks to nail across the forest floors to get the suction boots, but because MS is a thing, you can actually just headbanger across and skip the whole thing. Though I don't know if I actually want the ball to hit the toggles. And I just realized it was kind of stupid of me to even try to do the headbanger thing, because if I messed it up, I would have to restart the whole level. We'll make him toggle. Wait, there's chips under all these, aren't there? Yes, there are. Good thing I caught that. I think I would have been screwed if I didn't see that. Okay, I don't need to take the blocks anywhere, so. Alright, so this is basically a forced partial post. There's no other way to go about this. And then clone another block. Alright, so I have all 4 boots. Alright, so I have one more chip, but it's in here. And finally, we just have a little unlock block section. Or lock block, sorry. Alright, that's Mega Blocks. Really fun level. Definitely, there's some room for improvement. There's some uncertainties with this level. Like the fact that the headbanger thing's a thing. I didn't like the fact it was at first, but since this is an old set, I've kind of opened up to the idea that, you know, it's always gonna have a bust in MS, so I'm okay with it. Alright, race. I have a feeling this level's a race. But against what? That's the real question. Oh, didn't. Oh, racing it for that. Well, the time limit's kind of pointless now, isn't it? That's a random level. Alright, Friendly Bug featuring a Paramecia. So, this is basically Save the Bug from Ida's various sets. At least I think she designed those levels, Save the Bug. You have to basically guide this bug all over the place. I don't know. I don't remember why you have to, but I think you have to. I think that's the intent I was going with this level. And you get, of course, you get a few breaks here and there. Oh, that's why. You are the worst friend ever. Yeah, because the paramecia was friendly, and I killed it. I see what the game was. That's one of those hints that's just... that's what I get for killing my friendly bug here. It's kind of annoying that I named it as such. I should have named it a friendly paramecia. I think if I made these little bits with the... like that one I just did below, I think if I did more of that with this level would have been a little bit better. But honestly, it's nothing that stands out. Honestly. I like this a little bit though. Like, this is a pretty, you know, unnecessary section, but a cool one. You know, you don't see levels that do this all that often anymore. That's one thing I've kind of realized with JB's. You know, JB's commented on it a couple of times. You know, a lot of level designers nowadays they have the tendency to fill all the space in levels they make. I'm inclined to agree, but not as a designer that does so. I have done that. I've done it more times than often than I can admit to. But that's one of the things I tried to break away from in JoshL7 and even 6 to some extent. Not filling up the space everywhere. All right, so what? What do I do here? This is another case of a random ending. Though it's kind of cool, I guess. Haven't quite seen a nail set up like that before, so hey, I'll take it. Clockwise traps. Start from the far left and progress towards the right. Traps are connected in clockwise reading order. So this level, I had the idea of a trap connection level that didn't really follow the horizontal vertical numbering system sort of ordeal that CCLP3 kind of established. I decided to do something a little different and apply a clockwise type connection system. So basically, what it refers to by clockwise reading order, basically from left to right, every trap button is numbered 1 to 15, I believe. Yeah, 15 chips, so 15 buttons. And they're connected. Clockwise reading order means it goes from the top left all the way around until this one. So basically, the first one is that one. The second one is this one. So basically, as you progress, you're going clockwise, and you're collecting the chips clockwise, basically. That it's definitely a hint I could have worded a lot better. It's something I kind of struggle with even today. Still, is proper explanations to hints for levels. I still feel like the one in Indigo Plateau in JoshL7 doesn't really explain the section that it refers to well. But I'll have to live with it. Part of the reason why I don't word things properly or pronounce things properly, for that matter, is I don't have the best vocabulary. It's something I've been kind of debating on omitting to publicly. I mean, there's a lot of things I've been thinking about admitting publicly, and there's some things about me that probably some people probably wouldn't care to know it for. So I'll keep certain things to myself. Some people in particular might know, but if you don't, it's probably for the best. Anyway, the reason I don't have the best vocabulary, you know, that's part of the reason why I don't pronounce things as intended, or the like of things. And also goes for describing things as well. So there's that. Anyway, that's the last chip at this level, and we can go forward. Make some pretty good progress. More progress than I made in the last two videos. Alright, that was Clockwise Traps. A level I could have explained better, but oh well. A tap of blue screw. That's that's an interesting title. It's pretty obvious what will happen if you touch the buttons. This is basically a maze, which we've been due for one in this set. That's quite surprising. I made so many complex levels, I completely neglected the fact that I haven't made enough mazes. So I made this maze. Fun fact about this level, this whole level is really, it's centered in the whole bottom half of the level, and there's a reason why it's like that. When I first designed this level, there was an entire top half to this section as well that had nothing to do with this maze. Like, it started off as this really complex tank guiding section, I want to say, and it involved like a bunch of complex maneuvering with a block or a couple blocks, I think. And then at the end of it, you just had this random maze with blue buttons everywhere. And even back then, I felt like that just kind of made no sense with the whole level. So I completely just nuked the entire top half and just settled for this maze at the bottom, which I think was for the better. I don't think I have a version of JoshL2 with the said top half section. If I do, I'll have to find it. If I do find it, I will definitely share it via JCCLP Rejects. So yeah, it's basically a maze. If you press the tank button, you basically lose the level. So that's pretty evident. Alright, level 100, Force of the Wind. I think we'll play this one and we'll call it a night. With this set at least. So this level is kind of like Skyfall to a certain extent, but this one was actually designed for Andrew B in particular. Andrew B, a lot of people don't really know this history with JoshL2, but Andrew B was one of the first players of my level sets when I was designing levels. When I designed JoshL, he would contact me through YouTube because I would upload, on my old YouTube account at least, I would upload video solutions to some JoshL levels, and he would message me on YouTube about those said levels. And when I started making JoshL2, again, he would do the same thing. He would message me about the content about JoshL2, and basically give feedback for every level, which I thought was like it was a weird but really nice bond. Okay, I hope I got the parity of the toggle button pressed right. Okay, good, I do. Anyway, upon making Sky Drop or Skyfall, whatever you want to call it, he commented on it saying that he really liked, he absolutely adored the concept. Like, he wanted to see another level with the idea. So I decided to make this level in his honor, and upon him playing this level, he absolutely loved this level too. So he thought this was one of the best concepts I explored in JoshL2, which is obviously debatable, but at the time, oh, here's an inverse of the concept from Cooked and Traps of Creativity. Nice little subversion, I think. I did subversions every once in a while in this set. Not many, but I did do some. Okay, so we have to go down here first. This one kind of splits the path a little bit. I kind of miss Andrew B, to be honest. I wonder what he would think of my levels these days. I know he's played CCLP 1 and 4, which I have levels in both those sets, but I don't think he knows who designed what, and if he does, he hasn't really said anything about said levels. So it would be nice to see what he thought of everything that I've recently designed these days, like JoshL5, 6, and 7 stuff, and even JCCLP 2 and 1. Alright, after all that item swapping, which is basically what this level is, you get this cool looking yet odd chip collection room with bombs and the elements everywhere. It's kind of weird how I have this little N-shaped room at the bottom of that, and it kind of breaks away from the whole square shape pattern that chip collection room has. Oh well. Alright, Force of the Wind is done. It's a nice breather level, I think, for level 100 especially. I mean, again, all these levels are designed in order, or were designed in order of appearance. So yeah, this was my 100th level in JoshL2 design-wise. Alright, so we're going to end it off right here, because this level is honestly annoying and pretty long, if you can't see the time limit. So we're going to take it on in the next video. We made some pretty good progress. We're now in the 100s, or the triple digits of the set, and things are only going to get a little bit more interesting from here. We had our block pushing level of the 90s decade. There's a block pushing level in this decade. Actually, is there two? There's technically two of this decade. I don't know if there, but we'll get to more when we'll get to them. But so far, it's the statement of every decade having a block pushing level is true. I know this one has one. We're gonna play it in the next video. I know for sure. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time for a System Breach.